So what I do now is for stress relief and to help my own mental health and emotional well-being is I go down to the beach almost every night and I watch the sunset and I walk in the water. I often just go swimming in the water in the ocean and it makes me feel so much better. I'm gonna try to do it in between phone calls as well, between Zoom calls. It's definitely one of the things that's helped me, and it's still helping me. And I'll do it for the rest of my life, I think, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed to obviously be down here and be able to experience that because it's not something not everybody gets to do that every night. You know, there's a lot of people in some really dark places that are not living so good these days because of mental health. And, you know, nature, if you do have that at your disposal, is incredible. The water, the sun, you know, all those kinds of things, because there is so many people out there these days that are isolating. And it is a global epidemic beyond the epidemic. And to rid the stigma of mental illness, mental health, we're being completely overstimulated these days with the computers, with the devices that we're on right now. You know, we're on a live and we have these gadgets that are literally like an extension to the physical body. So we have to, like, especially for two people that I know that are very hypersensitive, that taken a lot of it's sensory overload. So, you know, I do have sensory overload. I think the girl up top of me does too, and it's not easy. And every day is a battle. Every day I deal with anxiety. You know, I try to laugh it off or whatever, but some days it doesn't go away. And I'm under the covers for 3, 4, 5 hours. I'll just stay. I won't leave the house sometimes for 3 days. You know, I know I'm really depressed if I haven't showered in days. And that does happen. You know, people see me on the outside, whatever, and they think, oh, that guy's okay. You know, so, but that's who I really am, is a human being, just like so many other people out there that are suffering in tremendous silence, that aren't speaking up. And I will say, I'm very proud of people, men and women, that are speaking up about their mental health, because it's rippling across the world. It's not just segregated to one certain place. Everybody's going through something or knows somebody who's going through something. And trauma is the huge thing right now because so many people have isolated over the past few years. I mean, it wasn't discovered until 1980. The actual word PTSD wasn't a catchphrase until 1980. And then obviously over COVID and especially the last couple of years, people coming out of the pandemic, now it's PTSD overdrive with everybody. And the thing is, when one person in the family suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, anyone that loves that family member, the son, the daughter, the parents, whatever, is going to suffer as well. It can cause anger. It can cause all kinds of other mental health issues. That's the thing. PTSD is one thing, but what branches off from it, and then the kind of therapy that you have to do, whether it be psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, I'm all about cognitive, faith-based therapy. That's what I'm about. And I just did 30 plus hours in less than 3 weeks. Some of my sessions were 3 hours, and I was diving deep back into hockey abuse, horrible stuff that happened to me, getting urinated on, you know, acts that should never be. They were inhumane. Inhumane. The hockey culture. I love hockey. I love hockey so much, but the culture can literally go. You know, I'm not going to get into F-bombs here or anything like that, but the hockey culture sucks. And to feel less than as a human being, especially when you're trying to play a sport that you love and you get shoved into a bathroom with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other guys, you know, oh, thank you very much, Legends of Entity. It's no wisdom, it's just the truth and stuff that you go through. We all go through stuff, and they either make us or break us. But you know, what I was going to say about the hockey culture in my life, that set the precedence for me being an international drug smuggler, because I just lost all respect for myself. I didn't think anybody loved me. I didn't think anybody liked me. So I was just like, okay, 22 homes later, from 16 to 23, one being in prison, and losing that, you know, a year and a half of my life, and then looking back on my dream to be a hockey player, be envious, and then start doing dark stuff, and then come out of that, still live. Yeah, I understand what PTSD is, what all these people are going through. I really do. I try to, at least. I try to lend a ear whenever I can, because I'm no better, and I'm no worse than anybody. And, you know, there's a lot of people that do talk about people behind each other's back. Gossip is poison, you know? So, like, I want no enemies in this life. And I think, like, with more actually being aware of, like, unity and community and just being yourself and not trying to be a glory hound or famous on this stuff, like, this whole mental health movement needs to, like, yeah, there's shirts and stuff, like break the stigma, whatever. The only way we're gonna ever break this stigma is if we have more of these, more people listening, more big public speaking engagements, you know, where people of the world that are suffering in silence come up and start talking about this. And this isn't a TED Talks. Look, I've done 2 TED Talks. I didn't really like doing them. You want to know why? Because I had to memorize what I had to say. If I actually went up in front of 10,000, a million fans, people, not fans, people, sorry, fans, I'm used to playing hockey, and was able to speak like this and then have other people come up and everyone's like kind of relating to each other's story, that's how community and unity, and that's how you make a change in the lives of others, one person at a time. Amanda, what do you think about that?
I mean, I can hear everything you're saying, and even though our experiences have been different, I can relate because the diagnoses are similar. And so I was diagnosed in 2017 with what they call complex PTSD. I didn't know what that was. I mean, I heard about PTSD, but I didn't know what complex meant, and also depression and anxiety. And I don't know what the
root cause?
I don't know what the first instance is that causes the PTSD, and I've gone through therapy about that to learn where it first started. There's a good chance it first started in my childhood. I went through a lot, and I was bullied really badly as well, and especially in grade 7 in elementary school. And then I was bullied really badly in grade 9 when I went to a school in Ontario. And I've been bullied as an adult, and I also was sexually assaulted when I was 18 in Canada. I was raped. But there was a lot more before that, though. Just growing up and having, relatives in my life be inappropriate with me sexually. So all the therapy that I've gone through in my life is, I'm kind of unclear, like where I started processing these things in a way that started to affect me on an emotional and mental level. All I know is that daily in my life, these are things that I deal with. And then when you add in traumatic brain injuries to that too, and to brain tumors, it just exacerbates that trauma. So my brain, I mean, you saw last night what happened at the airport, right? It's like when there's too much stimulation coming at me, and they call it sensory processing disorder. My brain doesn't do a great job at being able to, first of all, process a lot of things coming at me at the same time, but also be able to remain sort of, I guess, calm in certain situations. And then I just get my heart starts to race, and I all of a sudden feel like I can't be in that space, and so I have to go somewhere and spend some time alone or be a little bit more isolated.
I do that. I would say this situation isn't going to get me. I'm just like, this situation, and that gets me out of the anxiety a little bit. Like, that's a bit of a tip. Is that, like, when something's going down, because my anxiety gets so heightened and elevated, my amygdala was rocked with that one concussion that went right down to my amygdala. So I'm on fight instead of flight, like we are like in balance. Usually I'm on fight. So I have to talk myself into like being like, okay, my anxiety is ringing off the chain, and my heart feels like it's going to come out my mouth. And I have to be like, I have to talk myself out of, like, literally be like, the situation's fine. You get out of the situation, it's no big deal. Another gentleman came on there and he goes, life is always going to test you, unfortunately. I totally believe that. I think that every adversity carries seeds of an equal or greater benefit. But at the same time, I believe some people in this world are tested more than the others. And those people that are tested the most are usually the people that can relate to others, usually on a pretty radical way. And you want to get on the word radical, what it comes down to is getting to a place in your heart of radical forgiveness. You know, all the things that have happened to you in the past, being able to forgive those people,
whether it be mom, dad, a next door neighbor, something, rape. Look, I've had sexual acts against me that I've thought about it. You know, should I go public with the coach that when I was 14, I went over to his place and he passed me out and I woke up with my pants down to my ankles. And then he wins Coach of the Year 3 years in a row. And you know, I was over there trying to tie fish hooks, and I wake up and I got my underwear and my pants down to my ankles. You know, not so cool. Good to see my buddy Adam on here. I was telling you about Adam today that got the concussion on the back of the head. He just joined.
Yeah.
Say hi, Adam. This is Amanda. Adam's one of my best friends back home. Man of faith. He's getting baptized here pretty soon, and he had to tell his testimony a couple days ago that was filmed at the church, and he's got a crazy story. You know, we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Talk about trauma. He was seeing the same counselor as me. He was saying the exact,
Wow.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he's still on here. It might have gone off. I don't know. He works a lot. Doesn't sleep. That's the guy I was telling you about that doesn't sleep. Same symptoms, same everything. The same. Crazy. Yeah, I guess that's why we attracted each other into each other's lives. You know, same kind of stuff, right? So his faculties are still working. His brain's working really good, just like yours, just like mine. But they're just different because they've taken hits to the head or whatever. It's just like my shoulder or whatever. When you're damaged somehow, there's going to be ramifications of the injury. And usually with a traumatic brain injury, the reality and the stats is that it comes back to haunt you years later, sometimes decades later. So you could have a severe TBI at, 20, and it doesn't come back to haunt you until like maybe 45.
Sometimes it takes even longer for those types of things to show up symptomatically with me. I mean, look at my first one was when I was 15, that car accident. And I mean, I didn't start to show any major symptoms of anything until much later in life, you know?
Do you have anxiety right now?
Yeah.
Me too. I do too. I have anxiety right now. I don't have depression right now. I can look outside and be, it's a beautiful day. I'm in a beautiful place, the roof over my head. I get to be alive with you. There's a few people paying attention. If they're still listening, at least they might care. But, the fact of the matter is I deal with anxiety every day, every single day, in almost every moment of every day. And I get sick of it sometimes. I do. I get so sick of it, but the only thing that keeps me going is I want to help people. That's it. I'm like,
me too.
I can't help them financially right now, but if I could, I would. I would. If I had hundreds of millions, I would help so many people. It would be ridiculous. And, maybe God will throw that my way because he knows I'll do that. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've had a lot of money. I've chosen the wrong mates, the wrong business partners, and this and that. It's always come back to bite me in the ass. And now it's just made me want to be a better person and to want to give back more, but fully 100% from here. Never half-assing it. That's the thing. Now it's like, cause and effect, action and reaction. That. So, whatever you put out, if you're putting it, it's even with healing. You can literally, the vessel, the instrument can literally, it can heal itself in many ways through not just affirmations, but just the way of even contemplative meditation, walking on the beach, which we'll be doing a live later when the sunset goes down here. But see, that's the thing is that I sincerely wish, I do, like more of these talks like this, because if you can just help one people, love listening to you too. Gotta go, but I'm all for your message, guys. 3 MP3 then. Well, we love you too. And we're going to be doing another live at sunset time in Cancun, Mexico.
We love you.
So, big hugs. I'd hug you if you're a man or a woman. I don't care. Yeah. So, and what is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Because I like today, I wake up almost every morning feeling like I got hit by a Mack truck. I just showed Amanda a photo of me last night because my eyes look like 2 poles in a snowbank. Like they're that bad. Like I can barely open my eyes. They're just like this, and I'm just like I'm cranked. And I stumble, play. I was telling them I'm like a bull in a china shop half the time. That's why I don't mind being a mental health poster boy, because I like to make light of it, because I've gone through all of it. You can ask me anything, like what have I not gone through? I'm grateful. That's the thing. I'm grateful for it. I'm not bitter. You know?
No, I think I remember sharing this story with Tara. Tara will come on with us live next week when she's here.
Well, I like what
I-
this gentleman just said real quick here. He just said people go through so much in their life. It's important that we are always being kind with each other. Absolutely. Kindness rules. It's all about compassion and true kindness. So, yeah, you got it. And no matter what you've been through, if you're still breathing, you're here for a purpose. Guaranteed. Find out what it is and then do it. Don't let anything stand in your way. Nothing. If you have no money, put it out there with a platform. It'll work. It will. If you want it bad enough, it'll work. Just believe it. You have to believe. No matter how messed up you think you are, you're not messed up.
I want to say hi to Bria. Everyone, please follow Bria in Atlanta. She's an incredible human being. Adam, I love you so much. You're one of my favorite people from my childhood, my teenage years. You and Yusuf, oh my gosh. And Seb just joined, and I pinned Miracles content, and it's just so amazing to see Bria and Adam and Seb is here, and Miracle, and just want to say, you guys, thank you so much for being here, and we're gonna do.
I'm overwhelmed. I just, I'm just so happy to. It's actually really nice to be able to express your feelings on a phone. Like my camera was broken earlier, and I wiped it off with my shirt, and I think it's a little bit better now. Can you see me okay?
I can see you great. Yeah.
Your background's way better than mine. It's like you're all lights. It's like very professional. So I was just like,
it's not professional. That's just the daylight outside.
It might be cultural. Yeah. Just don't be negative. Oh, my buddy there that I met at the film festival in Idlewild, industry hype. The guy's he's a beauty. Yeah. There's some good people there. Some really good people at that festival. Always meet creative people that are a little wing nutty too, right? So, like I said, constructive craziness. It's okay to be a little wacky. It's okay. Hello. Yeah. What was so funny last night, Amanda? What was so funny last night? Like, why were you laughing last night?
I don't know. You were saying something that was making me laugh, and I can't remember exactly what it was right now, but it was a really good laughter. I love to laugh. I need more laughter in my life. I want more laughter in my life, and it was just hilarious, and I was so happy to be able to laugh. And I'm actually going to get going because we have that call.
I went into the wrong room.
And I want to make sure I prepare for that call because I have anxiety about the call that's coming up in a few minutes. So I'm going to get off this live and go do that because I want to make sure that we can do something with what we're trying to create here.
Oh, yeah, we have a call. I forgot about that. I got way too interested with Miracle Alfonsi. You know him, Miracle?
Yeah, Miracle is like my little brother. Yeah.
I want to be friends with him and hit him up with a voice message and tell him how much I love him.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got someone here asking.
You too.
We love you so much, Adam. Yeah. Sending you so much love. Bria, I love you so much. Love
Bria.
you.
Yeah, Bria. Okay, cool.
Bria's the one who helped us learn how to do a live.
She was the one. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad
Bria's amazing makeup artist in Atlanta. She's one of my closest friends. I love her. She's like my sister.
I love her so much. What we should do is actually we'll do one of these once a day at a certain time, and we'll let everybody know, and then they can tell all their friends, and then we'll have enough. We can always invite somebody on too to have a third. So we'll do a trifecta. We'll do one of those. It'll be like a mastermind group on IG. Like maybe some magic will happen. You don't know who's going to tune in.
Yeah, I think on LinkedIn too. I just want to say Sev Joy is here. Sev is such a beautiful, beautiful human being. Oh my gosh, Ryan, you got to connect with her, please. Sev Joy. Her comment just up a little bit. And Miracle, we love you both. We love you too so very much. Thank you so much. And Ryan, you got to connect with Miracle. I'm with Sev Joy and Bria too.
Absolutely.
They're all just
Absolutely.
incredible
I don't
human
know,
beings.
Priya, really nice to add me as a friend, and I'll send you an emoji, like with not with maybe with a brain too. You never know, right? Right?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God! Wow. I mean, I just my phone's kind of dying a bit here, and
Okay, Bria just said she'd love to connect with you, so yes, please connect with her. And Wealth of Human Connection through IG Live, yes. Yeah, trying
I mean,
to create.
we need to do one tomorrow and be more serious about like stuff that's going on in life,
Yeah, tomorrow will be a more serious. Yeah, this is our first one. This was just learning how to use Instagram Live today. So I love you so
Yeah.
much too, Seb.
This is
Oh my God,
rookies
I love
at this,
you.
so we really apologize from the bottom of our heart. We hope we didn't offend anybody.
The deepest wounds have the deepest joy when we know there's healing in the process. Yes,
He's
it's
the
so
best.
very
I love,
true.
you know what? Like I said, we met in Idlewild in California at the film festival. He's a deadly guy. He's just salt of the earth, absolute salt of the earth. Wonderful human being. Yep.
I think we don't always know that there's going to be the ultimate joy when we're going through what we're going through, and sometimes it's really difficult to actually see through that at the time. And yes, it's absolutely true that once we can see past all of that, we see that what came out of that experience, and once we process with the grief and everything else, that it's helped us to transcend into a different space of emotional maturity, I think. But in the moment, sometimes, I mean, I'll tell you right now, like when I was being sexually assaulted when I was really young, I did not see in the moment that that experience was going to help me. It wasn't until I got older that I realized it did, you know?
No, absolutely. And the thing with trauma is individualized. Someone can say, "Oh, that person's been through this and that, this is more." It's everybody's very serious situation that's caused trauma, a traumatic event needs to be respected because that can affect them the same way as somebody else's, maybe not so big from somebody else's perspective. The same thing, like there's some of the people that have gone through the worst in the world with Vietnam vets and first responders, you name it, or seeing people murdered around them, or been close to getting killed themselves. You never know. Had a gun put to their head. Like those are serious life things that do happen and that need to be respected. That's the thing is that Barry Beck, hockey of mine way back. He's started an organization in Hong Kong called Fallen Stars. He passed away, and his best friend Mark Pavlich, who scored the game-winning goal in the Olympics in 1980 for the USA. Barry just came out with a book called The Cell. I was lucky enough to I did a nice little write up for him on the book. So it's called The Cell: How he overcame pills, addiction, pills, sleeping pills. We saw each other in New York in September. It was so nice to see him be such a genuine person. He wrote a book about trauma and pills and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of going around these days because so many people, they think that, your alcoholism comes out of nowhere. But I truly believe that alcoholism is a coping mechanism for trauma. You're hurt, you can't deal with your emotions, you can't deal with your feelings. So next thing you know, you're drinking more, and then you're smoking more, or whatever. You're self-medicating on something because you can't handle life on life's terms because you think that you've been totally screwed over by life. They always say that the comeback is better than the setback, so you got to keep moving forward and try to have a zest life.
It's true.
Panic attacks and anxiety suck. I get them every day, so do you. But you know what? At the end of the day, as long as we have people around us that love us sincerely, small circle, love us sincerely, we got this. In the moment, we got this. So.
Did you see what Seb Joy said? You can read out what she said, and I'll read miracles after.
She said, each journey has to be respected. Everyone needs his own way of healing. We all need some support in this journey of becoming. We're just human. 100%. I agree with that. You know what? If you're going through trauma or some sort of mental health issue, it doesn't mean you got to fly to Costa Rica and spend $6,500 and do ayahuasca, or, you know, fill your mouth full of, you know, 15 grams of psilocybin and do a bunch of psychedelics. That might not work for you. You might be 3 months down the road, you might be having flashbacks and just be like, you know, might not do so good for the old brain. So I believe that homeopathic naturopaths are really good to see. Any psychiatrist is just going to want to write you a script. And, you know, I was misdiagnosed. I was misdiagnosed with bipolar. And I only knew that I had bipolar, or didn't have bipolar, sorry, when it was bleeding through my skin like battery acid when I was going across Canada for mental health. And these eyes smile a lot more. And I'm getting it back slowly. But when I went across Canada, the people that I met, how many people I met that were suffering and told me their stories, I had sad eyes. My eyes went sad for quite a few years. And when I think about it, I'm grateful, but it brings back really heavy emotions of all, you know, the people that you meet and the energy you absorb, you know, through that. Because I was dealing with my own mental health issues and demons too. And then, you know, so the whole thing was quite, I'm happy I did it. It wasn't about me. That's why when someone with a mental health issue says to me, so why'd you ever cross across Canada? And I used to send them a video, and I said, well, this ride was certainly about me, but it was also for the millions of people in the world that are suffering and tremendous pain and silence. So it is for me, because I do, and I don't always talk about it. I do need people to talk about my stuff. You know, like Amanda, I can talk to Amanda about my stuff because she's been through stuff and she understands. So you have to find somebody that actually gets you and understands you. You'll find each other. You'll attract each other some way. It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be any of that garbage, whatever. If it does, it does. Hey, Ryan, best wishes from a sunny, hot Scotland. Andy Mundy. How you doing, buddy? Andy.
I just want to read out also what Miracle said here, just for one quick second. Miracle said, I feel so sad when I hear people's trauma, but it's also important to be open and always remember you are loved no matter what. Yes, thank you so much, Miracle. It's so very true. And I also feel, and I know Ryan does too, feel incredibly sad and I almost can feel people's pain. I mean, I shouldn't say almost, I do. And I can empathize so deeply and I resonate so deeply with people's pain. I think it's because I've experienced a lot of pain in my own life. And I don't see that myself as a victim in that way at all, but I just think that it helps me to resonate deeply with other people's pain because I've been through some things myself, and I know the same thing for Ryan too.
Absolutely, yeah. It's you know, it's incredible. Just, you know, what I really respect these days is the people that are coming out and talking about their stories. They're talking about stories because we need to hear those stories, because not everybody's story is going to resonate with everybody. Just like, you know, associating yourself with, you know, certain people. It looks like I'm on my own here. We love you.
Bye, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Getting on a call right now, an important phone call. So I just want to make sure we're not late for that. And sending love to all of you guys. And do you want to send love here, Ryan? I think it's still on, yeah. It says it's still live.
Well, I'd like to send everybody along. Oh, this camera is way better than mine. Look, I actually look decent. There's my eyes. See, my eyes actually match my shirt. It's like a mirror. This is great. I'll tell you, that's not a... But you know what? I love myself, and I'm not even being overconfident. Now that I can see myself for who I really am, I need a new phone, for crying out loud. Can we get a GoFundMe page started ASAP? We need a GoFundMe page so I can get a phone, because until then I'll feel less than. Can't do her. Anyway, she's got to go. We got an important call. We'll see you at sunset.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your love. Love you guys so much. Thank you from my heart, our heart to yours. Thank you so much. And just love you all so much. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.